Hello everybody, another plant-based recipe from my kitchen. This is Ernestine. What are we making? We're making some potatoes and vegetables. This is not a specific recipe. It's just using what I have. I don't have any more fresh produce, so I'm starting to use my frozen vegetables. My potatoes, my russet potatoes was sprouting, so I used the last of them. And we're going to make something for our dinner today. So starting with the pan is, it's really hot. So I put in a little bit of water. Remember, we are doing our recipes are oil-free. I would like for them to be salt-free as well, but I have managed to work my way back into eating salt. I will try to maybe do a water fast to cleanse my palate. I noticed someone noted in my last recipe that I said a little bit of salt, but I had a lot of salt, which is true. If you're a salt-free person, that was a lot of salt. So here we go. We are sauteing our, there was a big piece of onion. Sauteing our onions in water. If you've never tried sauteing your onions in water, a lot of people ask me, how do you cook with no oil? This is how we do it. You just put some water in the pot and cook your onions. And if the water dries out, the onions start to caramelize. And they are just like as if you did them in oil, except you're not using all those calories, those empty calories. And someone asked me, even olive oil? Well, what are really the nutrients that you're getting from olive oil that you can't get from eating an olive or two and saving yourself all those calories? Yeah, so even olive oil, no olive oil. Especially if you have heart disease and diabetes and any of those diseases and you're trying to reverse them or prevent them. Yeah, no oil. And the food tastes just as good. And you start to appreciate the taste of natural food rather than, coating them in a lot of butters and oil and all that. So we are going to be using some tomatoes, but since we don't have any fresh tomatoes and I was late in my grocery shopping, I was able to get some canned tomatoes, tomato sauce from Trader Joe's. The chopped tomatoes are from Lidl's. We have a Lidl's in Manassas, Virginia now, so I do quite a bit of shopping there. I like it. I prefer it to Aldi's. A lot of people like Aldi's. I prefer Trader Joe's and Lidl's. Prices are good and they have a lot of organic foods. See how the onions are starting to brown? As soon as the water gets all dried up, they'll brown up and they'll be cooked. I cooked my potatoes over here. Don't judge me, I cooked them in the microwave. I have russet potatoes. If they were like red potatoes, any of the other firmer potatoes, I would boil them. Or you can even bake them. But these, I just wash them, scrub them really well, cook them in the microwave, and dice them, and cut them up in pieces. And these are my vegetables, carrots, cauliflower, and broccoli. they come in a pack like this. I'll show you. They come in a pack like this from Costco. I was ready for COVID-19. I had my freezer full of frozen vegetables. So we just ran out of fresh vegetables, the spinach and kale. So I'm starting on my frozen ones. But frozen vegetables are good for you too. The only thing I miss actually is a nice crisp fresh salad. See those onions? Don't need to even do them. You can continue to add some water and cook them, but this is good for me. I'm going to add a little bit of water only because I want to add the spices and cook the spices a little bit and bring out the aromas of the spices. And let me show you what I have for spices. I have herb de Provence. I have about 3 teaspoons of that. Herb de Provence has thyme, marjoram, savory, rosemary, basil, sage, and lavender. I also have organic oregano, garlic powder, 21 seasoning salute from Trader Joe's, cumin, and chili powder. So we start to build up our flavors. Oops, my water is dry. Add a little bit more water to that. And I already have all those spices. I don't measure spices. I put as many, I mean, especially if they have herbs and garlic. I eat a lot of garlic. Herbs and, did I show you the chili powder? Chili powder. I also have that. You could actually add to this anything you want. You could add cinnamon if you want that earthy North African flavor. You could add that. You can add some hot chilies, which I'm going to at some point. We already have some ground up and in the refrigerator, so we just add it to our meals at the end. You could add some beans if you want. You could add some mushrooms if you have some. So anyway, here are all the spices. And if they're not enough, I'll add some at the end, but I think these are good. So you cook them a little bit just to release some of those. Oh, it smells really good now. Okay. Add some more water. Cook them. At this point, I'm gonna add my vegetables. Dump them all in there. They're still frozen, so by the time they soften up, the meal will be ready. And so your vegetables will still remain nice and crunchy. I mean, if you like them soggy, that's fine. Sometimes I like them like that too. I mash them all up. Actually, when I do this, sometimes I'll put some lentils and just make a soup, a lentil soup. And then we add our tomatoes, tomato sauce, add some more water so those vegetables can cook and soften. It looks really good, doesn't it? You could actually put some pasta in here too, boil some pasta and throw it in there for another variation of your meal. But today we're doing potatoes. And like I told you, I did not add any salt. However, there's salt in my tomato sauce. I didn't buy the salt-free one, so there's a little bit of salt in there from the tomato sauce and the diced tomatoes. I'm not gonna lie, if it doesn't taste as good without the salt, because I haven't been salt-free for a while, I'm gonna like add a little bit of I'm trying to think of the name. I'll get it from the refrigerator. Hold on. Miso. I'm gonna add a little bit of miso. Actually, I might just go ahead and do it because I know my husband and I, we're gonna end up adding something to it. So might as well just put a little bit of miso. Miso is salty. It is fermented soybean paste. So about a tablespoon of miso. So everything is there's nothing that really needs to cook. It just needs to heat up. The vegetables just need to heat up. And then we'll add our potatoes to it. And okay, let me grab a spoon and taste. Give it a taste. Oh wow, it tastes really good. I probably didn't need the miso, but I like it. And if you do eat salt, add it. Or add a vegetable bouillon to it, if you like that. Okay, the vegetables are almost soft enough, so let's add the potatoes. Boom. Done. Really quick. Oops. And I don't know how to make a small pot of anything. I usually make a lot of food, so we have all leftovers in our refrigerator, which is good because if you don't want to cook one day, you have leftovers. We don't mind leftovers in our house. That's our pot of potatoes and vegetables. And just to finish that off, I add some, it looks a little dark, but that's basil that I bought. That's basil and Taiwan basil, and I bought it and put it in the freezer. So it might look a little dark, but it still has some flavor in it. So yeah. I hope you enjoy cooking with me. Let's do a plate presentation. Oops. I'm one-handed, so This usually, it's hard to cook with one hand, but put a carrot in there. There. Done. Thank you. Bye-bye.